Hello. Oh, I'm sorry. I hit the microphone the first thing I do. Hello, everyone. How you doing? La 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 la. It's been so long. I'm so sorry. But hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's book club live stream. I'm Ophelia, and today I have my usual co-host, Tay. But I also have Gina today. You haven't seen her. I even put name tags above so you can see who is who if you ever wonder something. Tay has a PNG and Gina has her own her own model. And today we're talking about manga that blends comedy, action, and heartfelt drama, and surprisingly kind of deep meditation on education. And I'm obviously talking about Assassination Classroom by Yusei Matsui. But let me let have my co-people introduce themselves. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Oh wait, they can't hear you. Now they can hear you.
Hello.
Hello.
And like I said, we have Gina with us today, and she is my best friend of how many years? 15 years?
We don't need somewhat like that. We don't need to speak about how old we are, though.
I think that we have to talk about how old we are. I feel like that adds an extra oomph in our knowledge about things. Knowledge.
I mean, it's more like we've been friends for like 16 years now, I think. Going on 17, probably.
Yeah, I think something like that. It's a long ass time, at least.
Yeah.
And for everyone who doesn't know who Gina are, you may introduce yourself and you may say whatever you want. Not whatever.
Thank you.
Not whatever.
Okay, not whatever. I see.
Don't get me banned. Very important.
Yeah, I'm Gina. I am also a streamer. I'm also a VTuber, but like I'm here because I'm Wolfie's best friend, and also in real life a teacher, which is kind of thematically good for what we are going to discuss today.
I like how you say you're only here because you're my best friend. You wouldn't want to be here if we weren't friends. I see how it is.
No.
Here out of pity.
No, not out of pity. That's just mean.
Yeah, it's not like I have a smaller channel or anything like that because yeah.
You're my friend, so I guess I can be here.
Yeah.
I see how it is.
I just meant that I'm not here for VTubing reasons. I'm here for friend and book reasons.
Yeah. And I invited Gina because I know she read it, I know you read half of it, maybe, roughly.
Yeah, roughly half.
Roughly half. And she's also a teacher, which a lot of the discussions and themes is going to be on education. And I thought it was being interesting to invite Gina for that sole purpose. So, Gina, yay! And Tay, I think everyone knows who Tay is by this point because he is my co-host for Manga and Nerds. But does Tay want to say something about himself as well?
My name is Tay. I'm a guy that hangs around here occasionally.
He's a guy. Ew.
Ew.
I heard somewhere that VTubers shouldn't interact with boys because that will get them a lot of fans who unfollows them. So
Ay, ay, ay.
Maybe you should be a girl.
I'm a girl that hangs around here. I occasionally read books.
Yes. And Tay, he got a job recently.
I
And
just finished my first week at the job.
yeah, he has finished his work first week. But I was gonna say, most of his job he can listen to podcasts and audiobooks or the radio almost all day. So I'm going to force him to read a lot of audiobooks now.
Let's go.
I mean, you have so much time to listen, so much time on your hands, like 9 hours a day.
Yeah, pretty good.
Nimi broke that misconception. It's okay now. Oh, okay. So Tay can be a male now. Okay, that's good.
Good to know.
Good to know. We don't have to worry about it anymore. I think I want to make him listen to Project Hail Mary.
Yes.
I think that's a good book, and it's a sci-fi book, and I think the audiobook is really good.
There is so many nice little physics bit in it. I really like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like it too. And they're making a movie on it, and it's coming out in spring 2026, I think. So it would be good if you know, you listen to it and you know the book, and then we can go to the cinema together.
I need to watch that movie.
Yeah, you can follow us. All three of us can go. Oh,
Guys.
and then I also want him to listen to Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I think that's also very good. I do want him to listen to Pride and Prejudice, but I don't know if it's going to be up his alley, so to speak. I think it's up everyone's alley. I mean, it's Jane Austen. Who doesn't like Jane Austen?
I know, right?
The Bronte sisters?
Oh yeah, I mean, but that's the Bronte sisters. Technically, I think they did like Jane Austen. They were just like, oh, competitor, you know?
Yeah, might have been.
Maybe the remake with the zombies. Yeah, I haven't read that myself because I don't want to be annoyed. Because Pride and Prejudice is one of my favorite books of all time, and I feel like every time I read a remake of a favorite book, it just annoys me. You know what I mean?
Remake with zombies. That sounds kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of sacrilegious in my opinion. But who am I to, you know? Imagine being saved by Mr. Darcy because zombies are coming to get you. Feels kind of off to me.
It's a bit weird.
It is a bit weird.
Perfect.
Oh, I see. It's up your alley then. But coming back to the manga, I think we read different because I read it all. I read all the mangas and all the volumes. I did that a long time ago, and I reread 4 volumes maybe, but I read it, a long time ago. Gina read half, roughly 7 or 8 books, roughly, I think.
6 or 7 books, and that was a while ago as well. Yeah, I have read it several times though.
Yeah. And Tay, I think you read 4.
I've read 5 books.
5? Oh, did you see how shocked I were? I was like, what? That's more than I thought.
Ooh.
I mean, look at that. Good job. Oh, now it sounds like I'm talking down to you. I'm sorry.
Good boy.
It sounds like when I'm talking to the children at school, I'm like, oh my god, good job. I'm so proud of you. Do you want the next one in the series? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Starting from next week or tomorrow, because it's Monday, I'm going to have a lot on my hands and a lot on my plates because I'm gonna have 8 schools to be a librarian to.
Which is
And
insane.
yeah, which is also funny because my boss wants to have like an early meeting with me tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. And she was like, there's 2 private schools that you might need to take care of as well. So I'm gonna have 10 schools per chance. And I'm gonna, this week is basically gonna be me traveling between the schools and saying hello to all the principals and all the teachers. And telling them that I cannot promise them anything because there's nothing that's been decided. And I feel really bad because everyone is like, no, this one school, right? They have 4 hours every other week, not every week, but every other week. And they're like, you have to come on Mondays because Mondays is our perfect day, and you have to come between 8 and 12 because the school closes at 2. And I'm like, okay, fine, but like all the 10 schools wants 8 to 12, you know, because that's prime time. No one wants the afternoon. How do I do 5 days a week? No, 4, because one day I'm in the public library. I have 4 days to fit in 10 schools, and everyone wants 8 to 12. It doesn't, math ain't mathing. Like, even, like, I have 4 days. Even, you know, dividing those days in, like, afternoon and, like, you know, before lunch, that's 8. I have 10. I don't know how to do this, you know.
Just
Yeah,
clone
I
yourself.
don't either.
And
it's also like
yeah.
one of the schools, if I remember correctly, has like almost 1 day per week as well. So it's just like,
yeah.
I don't know anyone who actually works close to kids and not like, you know, the administrators and stuff are gonna tell people that this is not a setup that's gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's too much. No.
I think they're gonna realize it in like Christmas. They're like, we never see the librarian. Yeah, no shit. No shit. I have a shit ton to do, okay? Everyone needs to fucking chill, okay? But yeah, I'm pessimistic that it's kind of maybe gonna work. I have a goal that I need to be in every classroom of all the schools at least one time before Christmas break. And I'm going to like stick to that. I think it might be possible. But like one of the school that wants the Mondays 8 to 12, they also want me to have like book activity on every recess on those Mondays. And it has to be different book activities. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck they want me to do. Like they want me to have like poetry slam and shit, you know, on the reset every Monday, and there's like 2 or 3 resets every school Monday.
Are they slight? You need to tell me which school that is later.
Yeah, I can do that.
Because that is insane.
I know. Like, I don't understand why they're so. Yeah.
That feels like a very new headmaster that's just like, oh, we got this new fresh librarian thing. Let's grab that and take it everywhere.
But it's
all
also
of the time.
I also think that they consider like, okay, we have 4 hours a week or every other week or whatever. And I think they consider that like 4 hours of non-stop activity. I don't think that they like add in the planning and like I have to buy books and I have to like take me to those schools because they're far away. So I don't
Yeah.
think that they like
Yeah.
consider the plan of everything, because I think that they just like from 8 to 12 you're going to be non-stop in classrooms and you have to be on like the resets and then you have to like do stuff non-stop. And then when you're planning, you have to do that on your free time, not on our time, but on the free time. But I don't have
Yeah,
free time.
yeah, I can definitely see headmasters think that way. They kind of just forget that planning time is a thing that people need to have.
Yeah, but it's like, if you have 1 hour of activity, you need at least 1 hour before, and then maybe 30 minutes to like, clean up and do like a summary of how did it go. If you know what I mean? Like, you can't just do an activity and then be like, okay, that's done, whatever, and then do another activity and just throw it behind you. You kind of have to like do an evaluation, like did it work, what can we do for next one, like I don't know, sometimes I feel
The
like
pain,
school people
Ophie,
are
the
dumb.
pain.
I
I have
know.
had 5 minutes between lessons. 5.
I know. I
5.
I hate working in schools sometimes, but it's also like I love working in schools. Like schools are my like I have a passion for school libraries, but sometimes when I just think about my job, I'm just like, how the fuck do I make things go around? Like, the fuck?
Yeah.
At least
I
people
mean,
are
that's
happy
kind
with
of the
me.
thing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. But yeah, that's kind of the thing with schools. Like, the kids really make it worthwhile because you do it for them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it takes everything you have.
Yeah, it really does. No summer vacation in schools up there. I mean, we do have summer vacation, but like the principal and the teacher starts Tuesday, I think. I think the principals
It's
actually
different.
started last week. My principal started last week.
Yeah.
And they have like an introduction for the teachers on Tuesday, most of my schools. And then the students start the 18th of August, so the Tuesday the week after that. At least
And
in
it's
my
kind of
schools.
different. Yeah, it's kind of different for different schools. Like for us, it's kind of the same. But I've also heard of other schools that start on Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know where teachers start, but teachers start sometime next week, either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere there.
Yeah. I need to put the light on because it's dark in here. I can't see anything.
Okay.
Relatable. I kind of hope that I can deal without light today, but I don't know.
I
I
am
also
back.
have a cat on my computer. Welcome back.
Thank you. You have a kitty? Oh my god. Cute.
Yeah, and one paw is just stretching straight out because she's lying on top of it, and the other is
Aw.
just dangling down.
Aww.
And the same with her hind legs, actually. One just sticking right out and one straight down.
I have Candy.
I love Candy. She's so cute.
Yeah.
And her cute little schnoz.
But I mean, I have physical candy that I can eat.
I just have eye candy. I have already eaten candy, so I'm good.
But
I have tea, though.
I have Reason, and I have Toffee.
I have Reason, but I am not eating that. I am so full.
Yeah, I'm super full as well. But I'm still eating it because it's good.
My stomach is gonna murder me if I eat more candy.
No, no murder.
Murder is fun though.
It kind of is. I also like my new scene that I made for this. It's kind of like cozy, witchy, cottage, you know. And I put tea for you, Gina, and tea for me. Tay don't drink tea, so he doesn't get tea.
My spot is empty.
Yeah, I saw I got tea. I am fine with that.
We also got the books between Gina and me because I don't trust Tay. You should see him how he handles my books in real life. I'm scared.
Good thing I didn't borrow the Full Metal Alchemist set to him then.
Exactly. I wouldn't trust him with those.
This is slander.
What do you mean slander? I saw that my Greek tragedy book has spots on them because you put something on it that made it a dark circle on it. I got sad. Forever sad.
And he's still allowed to talk to you?
Yeah, I know. You should also... Let me tell you something, Gina. And chat, of course. Evil Ophi laughter. Yesterday, Tay decided that he wanted his hair a little bit shorter. And you know what he decided to do? He decided that taking the trimmer that he uses for his beard and the scruff was a good idea to use on his head. And then I heard it and I thought, I'm not gonna tell him. I'm gonna let him figure this out himself. He's a big boy now. And then he came out and he was like, it didn't work. And then he's completely bald. And he was like, it didn't work the way I wanted it to work. And I was like, what the fuck do you want me to do about that? And he's like, I don't know. And then he went into this morning, he also started crying. He was like, I regret doing something to my hair. And I was like, yeah, you don't even have hair anymore. It's just skin. I've done that. My dad said that he looked like a pee-pee with ears.
Mistakes were made.
I mean, everyone has to go through that. I mean, I haven't done it personally, of course. I have
never done that either.
I'm too smart, but I heard everyone goes through trying to cut their own hair in high school and miserably fails. I mean, you clearly did it at 27. But some people are just slow. Some are just late bloomers, I feel like it's a core memory that we learn something.
It was a learning experience, I tell you.
Every time I look at him, I'm like, ew. I told him to sleep the other way because I don't want to look at him when I'm sleeping. I'm so mean. My uncle, though, his wife, she said it looked really good, but my uncle is also bald, so I think she's into bald men.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think they were a bit biased.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, my uncle also thought it looked really good, but I mean, he's bald himself, so...
Oh, you're like me now. Very good.
Yeah, I am not too hyped. He also has like, you know, a mustache. So he looks like the dude from Breaking Bad, you know, the guy, the chemistry
Oh, yeah.
Heisenberg.
teacher. Yeah. You know, because he has the mustache and no hair and everything. It looks kind of fun. And you have the glasses too. Oh my god.
Ophi, we need to cook.
No, we don't cook.
No.
Stop
we
it.
need to cook.
No.
No.
Usually we close our eyes when we sleep. Yeah, but like I don't want to wake up and, you know, open my eyes and the first thing I see is just like a skinhead. Like that's not what I want to see. So he has to like sleep with a pillow on top of his head so I can only see his face and then I can imagine the hair myself. I told him to get himself a hat. So I don't have to look at it for a few weeks.
Good thing I got some hats today.
Oh yeah, he did get some hats today from my dad, because my dad also couldn't look at it.
I'm pretty happy with my hockey cap.
Oh yeah, he got a hockey cap from the team that I like. My dad had two, so he said that Tay could have one. My dad is very
Yeah,
kind.
of course.
I
Very
also,
kind indeed.
my mom, she was like, I have some jackets. If you want them, you can have them. And I was like, okay, there's probably like one jacket or something. She gave me 4 winter coat jackets. And she was like, I don't like them. I bought them, but I don't like them. So you can have them. Oh my god, I don't
My
have.
mom is the same way sometimes, and it's just like, where do you think that I can store these?
Yeah. But it's also like, you know, free stuff, like, you know, free
Yeah.
outfits and stuff. And, you know, me and my mom, we have like roughly not really the same size, but kinda almost. If it's too small for her, it's definitely gonna fit me. And we have the same shoe size as well. So if she buys shoes and then she realizes I don't like them, or I thought they were pretty in the store, but now they're not my style, she gives them to me. So I haven't bought shoes for myself for like 10 years. Because I'm just getting shoes from my mom constantly. And it's the same with jackets. All the jackets that I have is hand-me-downs from my mom. And it's not like even hand-me-downs because they're pristine, they're new. She newly bought them. She just realized when she got home that she actually don't want them. I don't know. My mom is weird. I think
Slightly, yeah.
I think she likes shopping more than she likes owning stuff. And then when she gets home, she's like, "Oh shit! I already have like 10 coats. I can't have more." And then she just gives them to me. I think. And sometimes she orders online and it's too small, but then she can't like send them back because it's like a weird website, you know?
And it's embarrassing.
Oh yeah, definitely the embarrassing thing, I think. I mean, I don't know. My mom doesn't feel embarrassment from anything. She can do literally anything. I feel secondhand embarrassment from her because she doesn't.
Fair point.
Parents are the same everywhere. I want to reincarnate into a country where the parents give their children the clothes they actually like. Yeah. I mean, I don't like the clothes that she's giving me is high quality and they're actually really fashionable and my style. Like sometimes I think that she buys things for me and she says it's for herself, but she didn't like it, and then she gives it to me because I'm going to accept it more easily than just like her saying, "I thought of you and I got this." Because then I would feel bad, you know, for my mom buying me things. So I think that sometimes she's just buying things thinking of me, and then she's just saying that she doesn't like it anymore and she's giving it to me. At least I think so. But
Yeah, that could definitely be a thing, but
yeah.
difficult to say.
Yeah. But my mom also have like multiple wardrobes. So she like, you know, during summer she has like, you know, a couple of like storage boxes filled with clothes that she takes up for summer, and then she has one for winter and one for autumn and then one for spring-ish. So she has like 4 different setups of wardrobes, and sometimes she likes it because like she forgets the clothes that she have. So when she gets like to the autumn style, she's like, oh, I have so many new clothes, you know. Because like they've been stored since last autumn.
Yeah.
So I think that you know, she just has too much as well. Mm.
Mm.
Tay's mom didn't like him throwing away some clothing though when we were at his parents' place.
Like
Oh,
even the old worn out nasty clothing.
Yeah.
Like if it could fit on your body, it was good enough.
Yeah.
Throwing it away was a waste.
Yeah. He had clothing from when he was in high school, which is like no, not 16 years ago, but like 10 years ago maybe. And one of them it was supposed to be like a white shirt that you have like, you know, for uh like, you know,
It was a old white shirt. I had to like shirts and stuff,
yeah. It was,
and it was a beige.
yeah, it was like beige, yellowish, because it wasn't white anymore. And it was like, it kind of did fit, but it also kind of didn't fit. You know, it was like, he's a little bit taller now, so you could like see the stomach. But his mom was like, you know, there's no holes in it, and it's not bad. Why you want to throw it away? And she gave him a like,
Ugly.
yeah, she got really really upset about it.
Oh my god. Funny.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny. Oh yeah, and she also said that our paychecks are really bad apparently, and we're not gonna be able to afford clothing for a few years. And I was like, what?
what?
Like, my paycheck is hella good, ma'am.
And mine is pretty good too.
Yeah, it's actually really good. Like, it's not bad. So I don't know why
And
she
what
said
kind
that.
of clothes? What kind of clothes does she thinks that you guys buy? Like
Chanel,
tailored stuff?
Gucci gang.
Yeah, definitely Gucci
And
gang.
tailored Chanel stuff. Like not even store Chanel, but tailored
Custom made,
Chanel.
tailored Chanel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But it's also like, you know, if you don't enjoy clothes anymore, why not donate them to someone who actually needs them? Because like, if you have clothes in your like closets and you don't like them, you're not gonna use them. It's just gonna take space and be there. Just donate them to someone who actually wants it. I don't understand why be upset about that.
Yeah, because
Yeah, me
everything I
neither.
threw away, I haven't seen in years. Some I even forgotten that I had.
Yeah, and it's not like you threw them away, you donated them, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. She is
It might
bitching.
also be a bit it might also be a bit of my little sweet baby boy is growing up and throwing away the teenage clothes.
Yeah, I think it might have been that as well. She did start crying when he left because she was like, "I will never see you again. I hope you have a good life." And I was like, "What the hell? We're not moving away that far."
Always drama.
She was very dramatic about the move, which I thought was really funny. She kind of acted as if You're never gonna see your mom ever again, and I'm stealing you away forever.
Yeah, you son thief.
Yeah, that's me.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
My aunt actually said that she stole me.
Yeah, she did. She said that I've been kidnapping him, so she haven't been able to see him as much. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry.
Oops, I'm
My
sorry.
bad.
Mhm.
I don't know. You have a very dramatic family, Tay.
I know.
They were also
But
very
it's
shocked
also
when I said that I made him start reading. They were like, "What? You're reading for fun?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's reading for fun."
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But you
yeah,
also
that's
made me
kind of
sound
what
like
happens when you get to know
alcoholic.
Ophi. You start reading for fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I also made him sound like an alcoholic. Yeah. Because
Yeah, that too.
they were like, "Oh, do you drink beer nowadays, Tay?" Because before meeting me, he had never drank a sip of alcohol in his life. And I was gonna say that, oh, he doesn't only drink beer; he drinks a lot of different kind of alcohol stuff because he's been trying some different variations at my dad's house. But when they asked if he drink beer now, I said, yeah. He drinks ton.
He drinks a lot now.
Yeah. And they were like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, he's not alcoholic, not like that. I just mean that he drinks a lot of different kind of alcoholic beverages. I mean, it's not. I'm sorry. Sometimes I say stuff without thinking. Okay. Mm.
Yeah, sometimes the misconceptions are really fun as well.
They don't think so.
I think so.
Oh my god. I also want to point out that we've been talking 40 minutes about stuff that's not manga related.
Oh yeah.
I can add that me and Gina haven't talked for a few weeks, so this stuff happens. I
Yeah,
mean,
we've been busy on both ends.
we text each other, but it's not the same as talking. So when we get the chance to talk, we ramble.
We need to meet up soon because I have tea, like off-stream tea.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Ooh. Also, you know what would be kind of cool would be we should have Ramble Thursdays or something. You know, a stream where we just ramble about whatever.
Yeah,
I think that would
that
be
could be a thing.
I think that would be fun. I think people would enjoy our nonsensical rambling.
Yeah.
We could talk about our week. I think people will actually enjoy that.
Yeah, us complaining over co-workers and
yeah,
morons and
yeah. I think people would like that. Tay, you're not invited, by the way. It's a girls'
it's
night.
just girls in tea time.
Yes. Stay in your lane, man.
Uh-huh.
I will stay in my corner with no tea.
And no books, because we ain't trusting you.
You know.
Oh, now I feel bad. I should have given you tea even though you don't drink tea. You want a cup?
And he can have an he
Yes.
can have an ebook.
No, we can't have an ebook. He can't take
mean,
care of a physical book, then he can't take care of a real book.
He can handle a computer though. And I feel like real books are more pretty and they are more nice to the touch, you know?
There you go. Now you also have tea. There we go.
Now I'm not as special anymore.
No. See what
Maybe
you
I
did
get
to
sad
Gina?
now. Yeah? See what you did?
See what you did to her? Hmm? You feel bad yet? Man. Why are we bullying the man?
I don't know.
What
Here you
happened?
over the drinking.
Oh my
I'm just
god.
drinking tea though.
Okay. Let's baguette. Baguette?
Baguette.
Let's get back
let's
to the
make some
manga. Not the wee baguette, the manga. I have a spoiler-free summary, and then I have some information about the author, and then I have some discussion stuff, roughly 4, I think. Then I actually do have spoilers for the ending.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys want me to spoil the ending.
I don't.
So maybe we skip the spoilers of the ending. I did write it in my manuscript, just if anyone wanted, we could have discussed that as well. But we don't have to, because I think we have enough to discuss anyway, so... Today we're going to be 100% spoiler-free. Oh, I wanted to have like a spoiler-free ad here. Would have been kind of funny. Real books can't look up words for you or copy quotes. True, I guess. I can't read.
But real books have the smell.
Yeah, they do. And it's easier to like collect them, because if you put up your Kindle and be like, here's my book collection, it's not as impressive as looking at a physical library. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
But the summary of this manga, for anyone who haven't read it or haven't gotten far into it and maybe you've seen it around, the setup sounds kinda like a joke, because it is a comedy manga after all, but it's about a yellow smiley-faced alien-like creature that blows up most of the moon and announces that he will destroy Earth in 1 year unless a bunch of misfits in middle school can assassinate him first. This creature, which gets the nickname Koro-sensei, becomes the homeroom teacher of class 3E, the school's lowest ranked students. And while they plot to kill him, he teaches them life skills, self-confidence, and ways to rise above the labels society has decided to give them in this classroom. It's kind of like a mix of slapstick comedy. It has clever assassination plot, so it does have some cleverness to it, and surprisingly moving character arcs from the classroom. All building towards the ticking clock of Koro-sensei's promise and the doom of Earth. Did I miss something? Anyone feel like they want to add to the summary?
That was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Without getting into spoilers.
Yeah. The author himself, Yusei Matsui, I think it's pronounced, I am not Japanese, I do not know, is also known for his other series that came out earlier than Assassination Classroom, and it's called Neuro Supernatural Detective, which kind of have the same mixture of mystery and humor, so that's something that he have worked on before a lot. Matsui has said that he wanted to create a story about a teacher who changes his students' lives in a single year, but with a crazy eye-catching twist to it that would grab readers instantly. That twist became Koro-sensei, a hyper-powerful being who's also the best teacher the kid have ever had. He was inspired by his own school years when he went to school, and how the teachers that he had were to him and his classmates. Certain teacher transformed his confidence in school and his work for his hobbies, and he wanted to explore the idea of sometimes the least normal mentors can have the biggest impacts on your life as a student and as a kid, and having those good role models. Which I thought was really interesting. It kind of makes it more personal when he takes from his own life experiences and his own school years. And apparently, so a lot of the mentors that he had, that he looked up to, that was really good role models for him, he brought into the way of Koro sensei, like how he was talking and how he was thinking and expressing himself. So Koro sensei is kind of like all his good mentors and role models in one person. Which I thought was really nice when I read about that in an interview.
And I feel like it really makes sense considering how Koro Sensei acts in a lot of ways. Like it is very similar to my own experiences in a lot of different ways.
Before we go into more like discussion time on like, you know, more core things and stuff, let's talk about what our personal experience is like when we read the books. Did we enjoy them? Were they like the worst of the worst? What do we like about them? Just like our own personal feelings towards the series. I can start if you guys want. I read it, you know, a long time ago. The first time I read it, it was maybe when I was, I don't know, I had just started working, I think, so I was like 21, 20-ish, something, 22, I don't know. I was really young. I had just started working in schools and I was very naive. Like, I loved my job. And when I read this series, I kind of felt like it clicked for me in the basis of that's how I want to be as a mentor. I'm not a teacher, but like I still want to be a good role model when it came to books and reading. And I just liked Assassination Classroom. It kind of spoke to me in that sense. But I gave it 5 stars back then. Now I reread it after I have been working 12 years in a school library, and I kind of get the feeling that like I enjoy the core message and I enjoy the book and everything, but I kind of also feel like it's a lot of comedy, which I get because it's towards a younger audience and to like bring people in, but it's not the kind of stories that I enjoy anymore. Like I enjoy reading more serious stuff now, so when I read it I just kind of felt like it was just very naive, very shallow, very I think I'm just like not the targeted audience anymore, and I kind of also feel like, you know, you can have that idea of this is how the best mentor and teacher is and can be, but then when you're actually put into reality, that's not how reality works. And I think that's what crashes with me, because I worked so many years in schools and I know how we crunching for time and money and energy to do things, and we just don't have it anymore. So I feel like I didn't enjoy it as much now when I reread it, so maybe I would give it a 3 out of 5 stars now. That doesn't mean it's bad, it's just like my reading have changed. I enjoy less comedy in my books. I read Russian depression books now. I think that says it all. I want to be sad. I'm in my sad 30-year-old era right now. mm. Gina, your turn.
Yeah. I'm gonna say some similar things because my first time reading through, I think I was studying to become a teacher or something like that. And it definitely was like, this is what I want to live up to. Like, this is the goal, kind of. And then when I reread it as a teacher who worked in like middle school, upper middle school, because our school system does not translate well into the American system at all.
He doesn't.
But no, it really doesn't. But it's basically, I mean, it's grade 6 through 9. That's the grades. So mainly middle school. And like, I still want, like, I want to be a teacher that is able to do these things. And it also kind of shows that only Koro sensei can actually live up to that, because he can move at so insane speeds that he is able to just project 12 copies of himself, and he can do 12 things at the same time, because that's kind of what I feel I need to do. I like, just me in the classroom is almost never enough. Like 95% of the time, me is not enough, but me is all I have. So that also kind of makes it so that when I struggle at work, I don't want to read this, because it's just so depressing to just know that, yeah, I need to be a supernatural creature to be able to do my work well.
Yeah.
And then when I feel good, I just want escapism. And I can't get escapism through this, because it's just putting me back in that loop. So that is why I read dark academia fantasy.
Yeah. I mean,
right now, at the very least.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, we enjoyed this before working in school. Then we understood how school is when we work in school, and now it touches too close to home, I think. It gives us like, of course Koro sensei is a good teacher. We can't be that. We can be like 10% maybe of what he is sometimes.
Yeah.
And
that's even be 10% of it.
yeah, and that's like us doing our absolutely best. And usually when we do our best, like, there is a ton of students who resonate with that. Of course, I mean, it is, but it kind of, when you work with students, it always feel like you're not enough, you're not doing enough. There's so many things that you need to have done and do, but you can't, because you ain't enough. Basically.
Yeah.
And
like, the time is never enough. Just like I said before, like, sometimes, and I have complained so much about this to my head and all of my headmasters, like, I have 5 minutes between lessons. 5 minutes is not, it's not even enough to clear out the classroom and redo it to start the next lesson. It's not enough for that. It's not enough to say goodbye to the students, to chat a bit with the kids who want that bit of extra connection. It's not enough to chat a bit with the new kids that are coming in to get that bit of extra connection. And it's definitely not enough time for me to reevaluate my teaching. Like, there is, no matter what you do, it's never enough time to be able to do what you need to do a good job. And Koro sensei doesn't struggle with that, because he's supernatural.
Yeah. the horror of working in education. With Russian
the horror
depressing,
of working with people.
Yeah. The Russian depressing books, do you mean Dostoevsky? Yeah, I've read all Dostoevsky's books. Where is Gina from? She's from Sweden. We are childhood memories. Friends. We met in
Yeah,
high
we
I'm
have
school.
childhood
remembering.
memories of one another as well. So
Yeah, we met in
Only
high school. Yeah. So all three of us are from Sweden. Mm. I think the point is to alienate the teacher from the students. Mm. Mm. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I feel like, you know, when you work in service, it's always like there's so many things that you have to do, and education is so many things you have to do. Um, one person is never enough.
yeah, it's never, and especially like as a teacher, if you are alienated from the students, you are doing something extremely wrong.
Yeah, because like
Because a lot
you
of
need that.
education is, yeah, a lot of education is based on the connection between the teacher and the students.
Yeah.
The teacher is never to be a friend of the
Mm.
students,
Mm.
but you don't need to be a role model for everyone. That's impossible. But
Yeah.
you need to be able to be someone that they can connect to. You need to have a connection. You still need to be the leader and the teacher, but the connection is necessary. Otherwise,
Mm.
the teaching is not going to happen. The learning is not going to happen.
You need the understanding as well. Like, you know, you need to understand why is this teacher, I mean, not teacher, but why is this student acting the way it is? And when once you know why it's acting the way it is or how it learns, because like we have different way of learning. So you need to like understand that, okay, this specific student only resonate with this kind of teaching methods. So you kind of need to know your students well enough to be doing a good enough of a job. Um, this was also like, you know, I mean, it is a middle school. I give it that because I guess middle school is the same here. But like Kuro Sensei has one class. He only have like 30 students to take care of. Like I said, I have 10 schools. Every school have like between 100 and 500, 800, I think the biggest one is, students. I have multiple thousands of students. And I don't need to know all of them, but I need to know somewhat about them. Otherwise, I don't know what books I need to buy. I don't know what resonates with this school's students, and how do I work with books here. And, you know, there's a lot of things that you need to know about your students. And it also changes from all the years. Like, you know, as soon as they graduate, you get like a new class every year all the time, and I have to learn them as well. Because like maybe it
Yeah.
is like everyone loves horror. Okay, I only buy horror books now for this year. Okay, fine, whatever. But then the next year no one loves horror and they only want romance books. But right now we only have horror because that's what they liked last year. So it's like, you know, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, and it's like because I, as a teacher, so I actually need to learn as much as possible of my students.
Mm.
Like the last time I heard anything, and it might change, and I hope it's gonna change, but I don't know. Last I heard, I'm gonna have 6 different classes. I'm gonna have like, I don't know, 140 students or 150 students. I don't know how many that's gonna translate into, but a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they are going to be in different years as well. So it's going to be very difficult to connect to them. And some of them are going to be entirely new kids. Like all of them are going to be new kids to me, but some of them are going to be older kids. And they are going to be very set in their ways. And I need to find them quickly to be able to handle that situation. And it's just, it's a tremendous amount of work, and it's difficult.
Maybe I'm being cynical.
I don't know where I was going with that.
Maybe I was being cynical, but I had a family in education, and a lot of the times there were tensions between the administration and the teachers, and it was in the best interest of the higher ups to alienate. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
it
that kind of
depends on
depends.
schools. Yeah. Like different school, different shtick, you know. Some have really good administrations, some have really bad administrations, some have really good.
My school.
Some schools has really good headmaster and principal. Some don't. Gina school. But you know, it's very different. Like, you know, I've gone from, like I said, I have 10 schools that I work in. Half of them I have connected with and they're really good. The other half of them, you know, they're so. I have one school though that they basically told me fuck off. It's also the school that have the most hours. They have 8 hours a week. And they basically told me, we don't need you, fuck off. I was like, okay, I know where you stand. But it's also like, you know, it depends on how you are as a person. You know, I always feel like I'm not a teacher. I'm a librarian. I'm a school librarian. So I'm not a teacher, but I'm not administration. I'm somewhere, you know, in between. I'm like from the outside. So some people, they love me because I'm not I'm a nobody in school, and other people think I'm annoying as fuck. Most people though in schools, they forget that I exist, and they forget that the goals I'm working for are not the same as the school's goals, because I have library goals that goes together with the library law in Sweden, together with the public library that I work at. Because the schools are just like kind of renting my hours and like buying my time basically to do jobs for them. So like I have like a position where I have to use my elbows and I have to like force myself into some classrooms. Like some teachers can be very, very like prude, and they're like, no, you may not talk to my students, only I talk to my students. And I'm like, okay. Some headmasters are also like that. They are like, we don't need you, but the law says that we do, so we will pay the minimum time of you, but we rather not see you around at all. Which I find really weird. But like I do have a job where I have to like elbow myself into the school and like force myself in, because it's not really it's not really curriculum that I have to be in the classrooms or I have to be there. It is in the student's best interest that I am, though, because I can do so much for the students. And of course, there's really good teachers that do let me in. But I would say it's maybe half in the school. Half don't and half do. Then you just have to do like a good job, and then people will come to you and be like, oh, I heard by Karen that you did a good job in her classroom. Do the same in mine. And then you're in, bros. But I don't know. I've never... I think it's also different in education. Like different schools have different kind of like atmosphere. I would know best because I work in so many. Like you can touch the atmosphere in some schools, you know. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's really bad. Sometimes it's just very tensed. Most is good though.
Like
Eh,
I've been to schools where everybody works like a team to make sure that the kids get the best of
yeah.
every situation. And the school where I work at right now, where everybody is kind of on their own little team
Yeah, you're fending
and
for
is trying
yourself.
to, yeah, you're really funding for yourself, which is so bad in so many different ways. Like I have, like this May year, when I was putting down grades and stuff, I had people from the student health part, like their group, just come up to me and say like, what can we do to make sure that it's not this stressful for the kids and you? What how can you make sure that this won't happen again? And I'm just like, woman, if I could have done something to make it less stressful for me, I would have. Like, what are you on about? You can't blame my and the kids' stress levels on me.
Yeah.
Especially because that year I had worked so hard on making sure that they didn't have anything the last month. The
Yeah.
reason why I was stressing and they were stressing the last month was because they were absent for 25% of the year. Not 25, but 20% of the year. Most of the kids were away, were gone 1 day every week. That's not something I can do. That is actually the student health administration that needs to deal with that.
Yeah. But I mean, it's
So that's
easier to
just one
blame
example.
someone else, you know?
It's always easier to blame someone else.
Yeah, or put the problem on someone else, because like if they tell you to deal with it, they don't have to deal with it because they directed the issue to you.
Yeah, and that's kind of a thing that happens on my school a lot, and it kind of ends up like, no, the student health organization, they don't have time to do this, so we let the teachers do this. And no, the administration part, we need to cut down on the administration. So now the teachers get to do all of the computer stuff. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and that's really when it ends on being us against them, because otherwise we get all of the work. And we
Yeah.
still get all of the work because that's what the
Yeah.
boss says. But,
Yeah.
you know, we can't work as a team because we don't trust one another.
Which is sad. It's really
Yeah.
sad. I worked in places like that too, and it's just like it's hard working there because like you want to work together. But it's also like, you know, people they don't want to look bad for the headmaster. So if they delegate the work to you, they don't have anything on their plate. So if the headmaster go like, okay, what have you done? And they're like, oh, but I asked them to do it. And then it's like, you know, oh, the numbers look bad and you're being delegated the issue.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
And-
you know, you take care of it so I don't have to be yelled at.
Yeah, and it's also like, because usually you can just say that this is not in my work description. But as a teacher, you are delegated education and other related teaching like work.
Yeah.
And there is so many things that can be added into the other related things.
Yeah.
Like the mentorship is so big. I have, I think, 50 minutes per week to do my mentorship. Last year I had 50 minutes on one of my 12 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. The year before that I had 2 hours on one of my 15 kids. You know?
Also, that was Gina's thoughts on the book.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tay, what was your experience reading this book? And I can add, Tay does not work in education. Tay was recently a student in the university. He just started working, but has nothing to do with education.
I do not work in education at all.
Yeah, you work in
woodworking
Yeah,
industry.
yeah, woodworking industry. Very good. Mm. So, how did you
So,
like the series?
so this is my first experience reading it, and I think it's kind of like you two's first experience.
Mm.
When I read how Koro Sensei does, like he gives each student a custom made test designed for them
Mm.
to make them happy, and he does this and that for his students to maximize their chances to succeed. You know, it makes sense, but when you do like 80 tests with 80 questions a second, you know,
Yeah,
that's not human. That's not possible.
Mm.
he is an alien.
Yeah, actually, no. But yeah, but when I see like all these different kinds of teaching techniques and how he like tailors his approach to all of his students, like
Mm.
it makes sense that would be the most efficient way or the best way for the students themselves. But hearing how you guys say it's not really possible all the time.
Mm.
But I do like it. I think it's funny. I think it's funny from time to time.
I can add that while he was reading the book or the books, he was actually laughing out loud, like really actually laughing out loud. He was like giggling to himself. So I think he thought it was very funny, not just a little bit funny. It was
Pretty fun.
very funny.
Pretty fun.
Yeah. Mm. So you would say it's a 5 out of 5 stars for you.
I would say like 4 or 5.
Hmm. I mean, it is a good. I think it's just like we are nitpicking because we work in the education systems. So we are extremely nitpicking and we want to be like Koro Sensei, and I think everyone who works in education do want that. So you look at that and then you feel like, oh, I can never do that. I will never be that for my students. And it gets depressing and sad.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
really think that's it. Like it hits too close to home, and you see that this is what I want to be, this is what I need to be, but it's physically impossible.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
was recently a student, and you can really tell the difference between each teacher and how driven they are and their passion for the job.
Hmm.
Like it's a difference between my calculus teacher that brought me into his office and personally helped me with some assignment, and my other professors who I never even talked to during the entire course. I just sent in papers and an exam.
Can I just say that my mind is very dirty? So when you said that
I
your
know what you're
teacher,
thinking about.
when your teacher brought you in and he was like, "Oh, I will work especially for you, my boy. I will show you how to do those calculations properly." I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That was all I was thinking about. It's not my fault.
It wasn't even like a planned meeting with him or anything.
Oh,
I
even
was
worse.
I was gonna turn in my assignment, and
Hmm.
he saw me through his office window, and he was like, "Hey, you, come here." And then he showed me some stuff.
See, that sounds really bad when you say it like that. Don't say that he showed you some stuff. Was his calculator really big?
Sophie.
Was his ruler very long?
Sophie.
Sorry.
Oh,
My bad.
yeah.
Mm. What's your
But that does
favorite
remind me
character?
of,
Oh. Oh. Do you guys have a favorite character? Because I kind of don't feel like I resonate especially with anyone. I guess it would be Kuro Sensei, but at the same time, I feel like I don't. It's like, you know, it's just like what you want to be, but I don't feel like he's my favorite character either.
Yeah, I would probably say Koro Sensei, but it's also kind of the same as I feel like I like Koro Sensei because he's funny and he is kind of like this impossible role model,
Yeah.
but completely impossible. Like, can't even, like, I don't have words for how impossible of a role model it is.
Yeah.
But it's also like all of the characters are so very different and they all have their own thing going on, which is something that I really appreciate from any kind of literature, because some other things that I have read is just like, yeah, this card back character has this name, but this card back character has this other name, and I can't really see the difference.
Oh, yeah, of course you can. One has white hair and one has black hair.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Of
is
course.
true. Like, you know, because we get to see like the background story of all the students. Not all of them, but like a ton of them. And you kind of like get to know them more. And then Koro Sensei kind of like helps them with their problems, whatever it kind of problem it is. And they help them boost their confidence and, you know, boost them into feeling self-worth, you know, in this time and everything. But I can't really say that I have like one that I'm like, oh, that one, I truly love that one. Does Tay have one? I know you like the big booba teacher. I'm throwing him
like
under the bus here.
I did like the nickname they gave her. Like that's all she is.
Oh, I see.
But I haven't really connected with any character. Like I could say that Koro is my favorite character because I think he's so far the funniest or has had the funniest moments, but
Yeah.
I haven't really connected with anyone, so to say.
Dad's old shop says teachers have a really hard job. Stories get to dodge the grind the job comes with. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that is
I
very
like
true.
some good escapism.
Yeah, I mean, actually, we've been discussing a lot already, to be honest. But I do have one, or I have four different kind of questions. The first one is about education and self-worth. We have been talking about this already. But class 3E is kind of like treated as garbage in the school and in the entire school system. Like, you know, they are hidden out in the mountain, they are mocked by the other students and the other teachers, and once you end up in 3E, it's kind of like, you know, oh, it's done for and you can never be anything with your life because you ended up in the trash can. And they kind of like use this classroom as like a threat or like a thing for the other students to work harder. So it's like, you know, if you don't work hard enough, you will be tossed to class 3E up in the mountains. And people mock them and treat them badly. And it doesn't change until Koro Sensei kind of flips that around together with the other teachers as well, because it's not just Koro Sensei, because the Booba teacher also helps with that, and the teacher, the PE teacher. I don't remember his name, but you know, he's from the secret agent guy. You know, they together like help that to like flip that around, that 3E is not the trash can of the school, so to speak, and it doesn't have garbage students, you know, and your self-worth doesn't change just because you did bad on some grades or some tests that you did. What did you guys think about that, you know, when that came up, like in the manga? Let's start with Tay for once, because I know Gina will talk a lot.
I think it's true, like how they show that given the right tools and opportunities, everyone can triumph. So so at first everyone in the school thinks that E class is the end class, end of the line, the garbage losers. But no one knows that they have like the most important mission in the world and has to save the world and stuff.
Yeah.
And even if their grades are bad and stuff, Koro Sensei tries his best to like bring out the best in them, not only in the killing part, but also in the schooling, and he has so many different ways to bring up all the students in the class.
Yeah. Do you have like one specific moment when you felt like, you know, he was trying to change or build their self-worth? Because like when you introduce to the students, they're all feeling like, you know, very low, like, you know, their self-worth is really bad. They're like, okay, I ended up in this class, it doesn't matter how I try or what I do, because I will always be the lowest of the low in society, because they kind of like see it as, if I end up in this classroom, I will always be like, you know, crawling on the ground even in society, because I'm the lowest and nothing can change that. It's kind of sad when you look at it, you know?
Yeah, I know from personal experience that if you go in with the mindset you're gonna fail, it's not gonna go well. You're gonna fail.
Mm.
So if another person has the ability and the know-how how to bring someone up, that's a huge advantage and a great tool for someone else to use.
Yeah. Gina, I can see that you're wanting to say something.
Go, go, go.
Go, go, go.
Yeah. Um, like it's like the thing with self-worth and grades is a whole thing. That's kind of one of the big thing we
Mm.
study when studying to become a teacher, and how grades can affect your sense of self-worth,
Yeah.
and how to also be mindful of that. That is also something that parents need to be mindful of as well. But as a teacher, I really know what kind of grades my kids want and wish for, and
Mm.
what they are satisfied with. And sometimes my work is to just go and say like, no, you are not satisfied with this grade, you need to aim higher, you have the possibility to aim higher, you have the possibility to reach that. Sometimes it's also not really, like, even if I can see that this kid has the possibility to go higher, then it's not my good for me to say that, because this kid might struggle with overworking themselves instead if they just aim too high and feel like they have more pressure. And then my role is just to break a little bit
Mm.
and help them find the middle ground.
Yeah.
But some of my worst, like, I hate having to tell a kid that they have failed a test or an assignment or whatever.
Mm.
And especially with written assignments, I despise it so much that I just run around the classroom like a maniac, like just reading what the kids are writing and just go like, "Hey, have you thought about this?" So I kind of
Yeah.
try and up the quality before they turn it in.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I definitely see that like that is a problem in real life, and I also feel like they have the depiction of that is really, really good in this book because Class 3A at the start of the series is extremely closed-minded, and they just feel like this is us. Nothing can change.
Mm.
We are destined to fail. And some of the kids also really hold on to that identity for a while,
For a very long
which is
time.
also something, yeah, for a very long time. And that's also something that kids tend to do because if they just, no, I am an F student, I fail whatever I do, I fail always. And
Mm.
it's so much work to try and break them out of that
Yeah.
because all kids can succeed. Some might need more time than others, some might need more assistance than others, but all kids can succeed.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I'm just really happy that my work does not entail grading. Um, as a librarian, I don't grade anything. I do have teachers going to be saying, this kid can't read, do something. And it hurts me. Like, there's a lot of teachers in my experience that say things that are really hurtful to kids in front of them. And I don't know if they know it themselves that they are saying these things, but I myself is dyslexic, which is one of the things why I do want to be a librarian, because I was treated badly when it came to starting to read and write. Because it was really hard for me and difficult for me in middle school, and I don't want others to have that experience. But I see a ton of teachers coming with their students and they're like, yeah, he can't read. He can barely read a page. Give him something simple, something like a book that's not so thick, something that a monkey can read. Okay, they don't really say the monkey part, but they kind of say it really roughly. And then you have like the student next to them and you can just see the despair and the self-worth and them just feeling like it doesn't matter what they do because like they will always be bad at reading. I've had so many kids come in to me and say my teachers and my parents told me I'm dyslexic so I can't read, and I'm like, I'm dyslexic and I read 400 books a year. You can read, it's just going to be harder for you and you going to be harder for you to learn. And you have to like tell them that you have to do small steps and you have to like work yourself up there. But for them to take those steps is really hard because they've been told so many times that they can't and they can't read and they're stupid and they have to read easier books than other people, and that kind of like take a toll on their mental and their own self-worth of like, okay, maybe I am stupid, maybe I can't read, maybe it is better if I just listen to audiobooks because like nobody believes in me. So I think it's really important to have like role models who do believe in them. And it makes me happy that I'm not grading because I can be that positive person who gives them encouragement, especially when it comes to reading, and them feeling like they can come to me without feeling, oh, she's gonna grade me and she's going to like put like a stamp on me and like he's an F student or he's super dumb because he can't read. Because I don't see that. I just see like, okay, he's struggling, and I try to find something that works for him or her, something easier, and then we have to work ourselves up there. I also don't believe in, a lot of teachers have told me like, okay, this student can't read. Give them, he's in high school, but give him a book for middle schoolers, because in their mind that's an easy book. I'm doing quotations mark here because it's really upsetting to me. Because like a kid who goes in high school don't want to read a book that's made for middle schoolers, because that's going to be childish and boring and not fun. There is easier books that are specifically made for high schoolers, and it is like dyslexic friendly, and that's what that student should be reading, to not like lose, like reading should be fun still. You shouldn't be reading about my first in kindergarten just because you're dyslexic, you know. You can read like normal literature for young adults. It just has to be very specific to what your reading level is. But I see a lot of self-worth when it comes to not being able to read, and what level of reading you're at, and it makes me really sad.
Yeah.
Especially because there's a lot of adults out there, like both teachers, other librarians. There's a lot of other
And
librarians, and
parents.
yeah, I was gonna say definitely parents. They're telling their children you can't, and you're stupid, and there's no point in you trying because you're not gonna succeed. And that hurts me. Like it physically hurt me, because like it takes so long to change a pattern in thinking. Like if you've had 10 people telling you these negative things, I'm just one person. It's gonna take years to change those patterns, you know. But it's hard. It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah. I know a kid that struggled a bit with, it was self-confidence when it came to studying, and they didn't have any problem. I'm gonna make it completely clear. They didn't have a problem with learning. Their problem was that in primary school, they had gotten really, really high grades because they were doing their assignments. And when they came to middle school, we kind of just saw that, yeah, you do a lot of work, you just don't have the qualities to get to the upper grades. But you're still doing all of the work, and you still have, like, the mentality is there. You have the ability to go to the higher levels. But then their parent just had fed them the entire time that no, high school is super difficult. You're gonna struggle in high school. You need to pick something practical in high school. Because in Sweden, that's kind of like grade 10 is where we can choose. It's technically voluntary. It's not really voluntarily, because you're not going to get a job if you only go to grade 9. But that's kind of when you get to choose what you want to study. You can study science, social science, natural science. You can study art. You can study woodworking. You can study nursing. You can study a lot of different things. Electricity. So, and they kind of are grouped into the practical and the more like study part that are more like you go to university after this. And that kid had the ability to go to especially social studies. Like, they were a social studies kid. If I were to group them into a group, I would group them into that group. They had the ability to go pretty far, but their parent was just like, no, it's so difficult, you're gonna struggle. So they ended up not choosing they chose something more simple, because they lost their confidence, even though we as teachers just were on them constantly, like, no, you're good enough, you are good enough, look at your grades, they are good enough. But
parents can be really hard, but I can see what Dynasty is writing. He says, I have the opposite problem. Everyone told me I'm going to succeed, and I ended up being a NEET. I feel like Tay can talk about your own experience in that, because you also had like people telling you were a wonder kid when it came to math and science and everything, and like you have to be an engineer, and you like force yourself to do something you didn't like.
Yeah, because when growing up, I was very good at math. I was good at physics, all the natural science and all that stuff.
Mm.
So, so when after, so starting high school or whatever it's called in English, of course I go to like some more technical program that's prepping you for university studies, and after that, of course, I'm gonna be an engineer because everybody tells me I'm gonna be an engineer.
Mm.
But when at first it was like the same old. But as the years went by, I just started hating it more and more. Like it wasn't a problem doing it. I did pass my calculus, I did pass my whatever, but I I I hated it so much that
Mm.
eventually I couldn't force myself to do it anymore. Even though I know deep inside I could do it, but like the motivation was so long gone that nothing could make me do it, because I knew that this is not something for me. I don't want to do this, so I'm not gonna do it.
And I think that's like the problem with, also because it was your parents like pushing you, right? And
Um,
in your family, and it kind of like they were like, oh, you have to go to university, and you have to be an engineer, and you have to make this much money and have the opportunities that we never had, because they didn't go to the university and they didn't have high paying jobs. But the thing is also like a lot of education and a lot of money, like in paychecks, like it's going to make your life easier. But having a lot of money and a lot of education does not mean you're going to be happier in life. And you decided to be an engineer because they told you to be an engineer, because that was a high paying job. You didn't pick it because you yourself wanted to do it. And I feel like that's also something that we should think about when we talk to our kids or our students, that what do they want to study, what do they enjoy, what do they want to spend their entire life doing. Because at the end of the day, usually not a lot of people go to the university more than once. Some people go twice, but then they do it when they're really old. But you should pick something that that this I have a passion for, and this is something I truly enjoy myself. And we shouldn't push people into like corners that, oh, you're good at math, so you have to do this, or oh, you're good with that, so you have to do that. We should look at people and be like, what do you want to do? Because even if someone has really good grades and they're really really smart, and they can go really really long, and maybe be like a lawyer or whatever, if they don't want to do that, they're going to be miserable their entire life. And no money is ever going to change them being depressed and miserable. So I feel like it's better to do what they want. And right now you're working with woodworking, and you're working with your body. You're a really smart fucking guy, right? Physics and math, and you kind of did the engineering program. You were almost done with it, but then you just decided that fuck it, I want to do woodworking, and you never been happier, right?
I am so happy right now.
Yeah.
And hearing you guys talking about your jobs, how hard it is, it makes me appreciate what I do more. Like I go to work I lift my stuff, I cut this, I assemble that, and then I go home and don't think about it.
Yeah. Because there's something like to do with our job. We work in jobs, Gina and I, that make us think 24/7 on our job. I can't let go of my job when I get home because I keep thinking, oh, what about this book and how can I use that book and what should I do to that student? This student told me this. How should I make their day easier tomorrow? And oh, I'm going to this school tomorrow. What do they need? What can I do for this headmaster? You know, you're always constantly thinking. It's not until like summer break, winter break that you can have like a time off, and then it also take maybe a week or two to like understand that you can turn your mind off.
Yeah.
So like I do feel jealous that you have such a nice job sometimes.
Very cool.
But at the same time it's just like, you
Yeah.
know, you're very smart. You don't have to do anything. Like if you want to be an engineer later in life because you know you feel better, do it. Do it. But I feel like we shouldn't force people to do things they do not enjoy doing. I don't think that's gonna make people happy, and I feel like our happiness should be main, you know, when it comes to, because like we spend 8 hours a day, if not more, doing our job, so it should be something that makes us somewhat happy, you know, because it takes up so much of our life, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dynasty is saying woodworking does sound comfy. I could never do it though. I'm too much of a space cadet and I would end up chopping my hand.
Yeah, I'm thinking constantly at work that with the stuff I have around me, I could so easily kill myself.
Yeah. It's kind of funny though. I mean, not funny, of course. I wouldn't want to get the call that, hey, your man just saw himself into 2 pieces. He don't have any legs anymore. Wouldn't be that fun, but
I also just had the thought that I have access to the school's chemistry cabinet. I could probably mix something really, really toxic.
oh yeah, you can make some poisons. Ooh. Do they do like, you know,
What?
in schools, do they get like go through like, okay, we have this much of this much, or could you like steal a little bit, you know, each time and no one would like notice and you could do like a bomb or something at home? Or do they do inventory and they like check everything constantly?
The person who was doing the inventory and doing all of the safety checks when it came to chemistry,
Was you?
he quit. No,
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 okay.
was not me. They tried to make me go that route, and I just refused because I haven't studied chemistry since high school. I am not fit to do that.
Yeah.
But we had a person that was a biochemist, like fully biochemist.
Oh yeah.
But he quit this June, and he was also my work husband. So yeah.
Oh yeah, sad.
Because we had such a good cooperation, like mainly because my 2 best subjects are math and physics, and I can do technology just fine. And his best subjects were chemistry and biology. So us together kind of fixed the entire science package for 1 year.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
Yeah, we didn't get to work together that much though. We just worked together my first year. But yeah.
Yeah. I have another
And now he works
question.
at a place where they can actually have breaks, and I am very jealous.
Yeah, breaks very good.
Yeah, imagine having the time to actually take your law-abiding breaks that you are entitled to by law. Imagine being able to take those.
Tay.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Tay. This series is over now, but did you think of the ending? Are spoilers allowed in the manga club? Usually they are allowed, but Gina and Tay haven't finished the manga. There is an ending and it is finished, but neither Gina and Tay have read the ending and they do want to read it in their own. So this time we're not gonna do a spoiler, but I've read it. I can say I enjoyed it. I think it was my best part. It was very sad, but I enjoyed it. But yeah, we don't do spoilers this episode, sadly, because we have two non-readers here staring at them.
I didn't know I was in this podcast until a few hours before, so that is my excuse.
Fine. I had 4 questions, but I feel like we're talking so much about each question. So I have decided that we're doing 2 questions because Tay has to go up at 5 in the morning, so he needs his beauty sleep.
7 hours.
See, I'm thinking about the man in the podcast.
You're kind, huh?
Today I'm kind. As soon as the stream ends, I'm gonna tell him how bad he looks being a skinhead.
You need to demolish that self-worth.
I actually, that's what I do. I do the reverse to my students as I do to Tay. I can't have Tay thinking he's, good and stuff, because he might think he deserves better and he leave me. Can't have that.
I would never leave you.
That sounds so bad.
It does. It's just our jargon. How do you say that in English?
Yeah, it's basically us messing with one another. We are joking.
Yeah.
Don't take this seriously, because we're not.
Yeah. I heard.
It's only for
Yeah, we known each other for a long time. Don't listen to us.
Yeah. And being mean is both mine and Ophi's love language. So
I bully when I like someone and I bite them when I like someone. So Tay gets kicked and bullied and bitten a lot.
yeah, especially when we're together, because it's both of our love languages. So when we are both comfy, we do it a lot.
We do. It's kind of funny. Also, I think it's kind of funny because Tay likes boy girls, tomboys, boy girls. He likes tomboys, and that's me. I wear the pants here. He gets to wear a skirt. I like femboys, so I'm trying to make him one, but it's hard. Poor Tay, he can't catch a break. Very true. He doesn't want to, though. If I don't bully him for a day, he thinks I'm sick and there's something wrong with me, and he's like doing things just to piss me off. He wants to be bullied.
Maybe.
I also asked him, like, what is a pet peeve that he have, with me that he really hates. Gina, do you want to know what he told me yesterday? What his pet peeve is? He's like, this is something I hate that you do, he told me. He hates the way I take toothpaste out of the toothpaste tube.
Uh-huh.
I know. I don't know. Apparently, because I put it in my palm, and then I squeeze with my entire fist, right? Because I have long nails. I can't, use my fingers. Okay. So I put it in my palm and I squeeze, and then it gets like a bump in the middle. And apparently he hates that. And I told him I do that with all my tubes. So I showed him today when I made dinner that I did with the mayo tube and what I did to the tomato puree tube.
Yeah.
How can you be annoyed at how I take toothpaste?
I think you're blowing it out of proportions.
Nuh-uh. I told
I
him.
also think that it's probably a very promising sign that the one thing he finds annoying is your toothpaste. Like you must be practically perfect in every other way. So
He-
I mean you are, but still.
He told me over and over again, nothing, you're perfect, you're perfect. And I told him, I am not perfect. Tell me something that pisses you off. And then he was like, okay, there's one thing. The toothpaste, it's kind of weird. And I'm like, what? And I can't let it go, though, you know? Because now, every time I'm taking toothpaste, I'm going to run to him and I'm going to be like, look, how does this annoy you? What do you feel about it? I'm gonna squeeze every tube in this house now.
Do it.
Yeah. And when
Now I'm just gonna think it's funny when you do it on purpose.
what do you mean on purpose? I always done it on purpose.
But now you do it on purpose to try to annoy me.
But femboys don't woodwork. I mean, that is true. He was super fucking skinny back in the day, by the way. And when I say back in the day, I mean like 1 year ago. He has gained like 3 or 4 kilos. And his arms are buff now. They're big. Before he was like a toothpick guy, but now he has muscles. I'm so sad. What happened to my I can feel your ribs when we hug a guy? Now I can feel his abs. Ew.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Not good. Yeah, not good.
I body shame him for his perfectly muscular body. I
Stop going to the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will going to the second question, by the way,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I feel like we're
sorry.
spinning out of control again.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Me.
The,
Get back to work, lady.
the second question I have is critique of educational system. We kind of been through this before, but Matsui, the author, uses the junior high in this series as kind of like satire of the real world education. You have favoritism, elitism, and a lot of pressure in the schools. Did you see any specific parallels that you feel like this was really good representation of school and how school experience have been in your personal experience? Anyone?
Who gets to start?
Oh, anyone. The word is open.
Me? I choose me?
Oh, Gina, let's go.
Yeah. Because what I first thought, like, I have multiple different things.
Clearly.
Like one of the things is that difference between the teachers and how the students can easily see if the teacher cares about them or if the teacher just cares about getting the good grades and stuff.
Mm.
And just that is something I see from my day to day. We generally don't have the just pure grade type teachers where I work. We have really, really good teachers. But I've also been to places where they have both, and they are different kinds of teachers, and I feel like they have really portrayed that really, really well, the different kinds of teachers that they are, both the good and the bad, and the different levels in between.
Mm.
And I also feel like they have portrayed the power that a headmaster can have both over the students and over the teachers and the whole school. And how unfair that can be sometimes when the headmaster either just decides that they want to make an example out of one of the teachers, even though that teacher might be doing really, really good work. The headmaster can sometimes just decide that, no, we don't like this teacher, I'm going to make an example out of them, or whatever. And the headmaster can also hold favorites, like, no, this person can do nothing wrong. That is something that I see in my school place a lot, because we don't have good leadership.
Yeah.
We have bad leadership because good leaderships don't have favorites. So I can really see that.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one with the headmaster as well. How you can really tell how a headmaster can really they set the tone and the vibe for the entire school. Because I feel like as soon as you get a new headmaster, the entire school and the dynamic and the vibe of the school can completely change to something different. Like, sure, it could also change if you have a new teacher, but not as drastically as it with a headmaster, because a headmaster can, like, this is what we're gonna do this year, and I don't care about your own what you want to do, or if you want to do this and this, because this is what we're going to focus on now, whatever you like it or not. And they have the power to just decide those things. And I feel like that was really well portrayed, that the headmaster had a lot of power, and he tried to showcase that power, especially when he was like, you can't put their self-worth up in the students of 3E, because like we want them to be at the bottom, because otherwise the other students are not going to like work as hard, so we need this system to work. So Kodo sensei, please chill on the self, like giving them confidence and stuff, because we don't want that in those students. They have to be miserable. That was a really good portrayal. It's not like that specifically like that, but like a headmaster do have a lot of power of how the school is run and how things are done and in what way things are done, and that can change the entire school completely in vibes. Another thing that I thought was really parallel to my own experience when it comes to school, or what I've seen, is I really liked that we got to see a lot of, not main characters, but we got to see a lot of background stories in this series. I feel like, we got to see the entire class, and it wasn't like copy paste from everyone. They truly had their own things going on, and that's how a classroom is. Like, there's so many students, and even though they're the same age, they are, brought up in the same area of the country, maybe their parents work at the same place, or they have like the same kind of like, they still have their personal issues in that classroom, and you have truly 30 different human beings in your class with different issues and different problems that you have to tackle. And I feel like that was really good and well portrayed in the series, and I truly liked that. And they weren't like just shallow students, and we only get to see like the top 5 students, but we got to see a ton of them, and we got to see a lot of different educational issues that you can have when it comes to self-worth, confidence, why you hate school, why you hate gradings, why you have a hard time with school, your parents being an issue, the educational system being an issue, you not being entertained by a specific thing, you needing a specific way to learn. There was a lot of things that I feel were very like good portrayed in this. Um,
Yeah.
Tay, did you see anything that you were like this?
It's,
This was good portrayed to real life, as you're seen yourself in school.
from my personal experience, like how different classes become like their own faction, so to say.
Hmm.
Like each class has their stereotypes, their thing, their stick. That I remember from like class 6 to 9, that in that specific school,
Mm.
each class had their own like personality, so to say.
Mm.
And I think how they portray how how the students like group themselves up is pretty spot on, like how they did in my school.
Mm.
Uh,
Oh,
I also can
oh no.
say that
My VTuber died. Yeah, continue speaking.
uh,
I will do some stuff.
I can also say that the atmosphere was really different, but depending on which teacher we had. And I think one big reason why I was so good at math and like physics and stuff is all the teacher I had growing up and up until university.
Mm.
It was always like the math teacher or the physics teacher, or he was the same person sometimes.
Mm.
He was like the most charismatic, nice. What's the another word for it? Pedagogisk. The most pedagogisk person were always the math teacher or the physics teacher. So like they knew how to build you up and how to make you succeed. So different teachers definitely bring their own aura into the classroom,
Their own
and I think
flair.
yeah, and I think that can also form the how each class works, because in the schools I had, a lot of all the classes had like their main teacher or whatever you call it.
Mm.
And in my school I had I I always had like the math teacher and stuff. And well, all my favorite teachers, all the teachers I can remember were either very bad or they were very good. And all the good memories I have of teachers, all they were all in the STEM field.
Yeah.
So I think that can really shape someone.
Yeah. Speaking of
Yeah, it
shaping
really does.
someone, I have like an ending question that I feel like, it doesn't have to be long in the
Hmm.
answer. It could be yes and no, but you can go long if you want to. But you know how they decided this, they have 1 year. Do you feel like it's possible to change someone's life and someone's confidence and someone's self-worth, someone's personality and person being in 1 year? If you're not Koro
Yes.
Sensei.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still think that, because I've seen that happen with some of the kids last year. It took them that year, but some of them really changed. Most of them for the better, but yeah, 1 year can do a lot if they let you do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of the normal thing with everyone out there. Like, you can't change a person that doesn't want the change.
Yeah. Yeah, of
But
course.
if you have the relationship to kids, and especially teens, because so much things happen in their minds and bodies, like so much.
Yeah.
So if they just let you and you have the bond and the connection to them, then yes. Like, one kid especially went from being very shy and barely present at all to getting some of the upper grades in a lot of different subjects from 1 year, and just really blossoming out, not fully, not to their full capacity, but still really blossoming out into their own person.
Yeah. What do you think, Tay? Do you think you can change someone's life in a year?
I do think that
Is it because
from
you have changed in 1 year?
personal experience, I know that in the right outside, with the right outside factors, you can either get set to the road to success or straight down to hell.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna look at it through a library perspective and not really educational perspective here. And can you change someone's life in a year? Yes, because to me, you can change someone's life with one book, and one book does not have to take 1 year. For me, it's very much so that if you read the right book, that will change completely. If you're dyslexic, you have a hard time. Ah, thank you. Welcome to Bookworms Dynasty. If you read the right book and you give the right book to the right person, they will be, oh my god, I never knew reading was this fun and it could be that amazing. And I love reading. I want something just like this. Because, like, in my experience, everyone loves to read. It's just that not everyone have found their genre or their style of books. You just have to find the right book to the right person, and one book can change their entire attitude towards reading, and that can change their entire life to the better, especially if they have reading and writing issues. If they read something and they love it, they're going to have like they're going to boost their confidence and be like, okay, it wasn't me that was the issue here, I just needed to find my thing, you know. And one book can change that entirely for a dyslexic person, and I think that's amazing. And that's kind of what I love about my job, because I give out hundreds of books daily sometimes, and when that student or person come back with the like glimmer of hope, and it just like sparkle in their eyes, and they go, I love this, I love reading, I didn't know this is how it was supposed to feel, I get happy. That's what makes my day and my job so much fun. And it does happen. I get like at least 2 visits like that daily. So it does happen a lot.
Yeah.
I change many people's lives, I'm telling you. Daily. But yeah, I feel like, you can change someone's life in a day, in a book, in a year. It matters on the person and what they need, obviously some things take longer, but sometimes a small step is enough to snowball an entire change, and for the positive. Or the negative, of course, but we don't want to talk about that.
No. But I also think that is the reason why both me and Ophi love our jobs as much as we do, because we do talk about it being exceptionally difficult. But both Ophi and me get to see that glimmer of something in the kids' eyes when, for my example, when something extremely difficult suddenly just start making sense for them. And for Ophi's part, when they have found some book that they really like and they have just cracked the code to reading.
Yeah.
Like that is something that you don't get in other jobs. Like our lows are lower than most, but our highs are higher than absolutely everything else.
yeah, that is very true. It's also kind of funny, like I talk to my coworkers who doesn't work with students or schools. They're just like public librarians. But we talked about this. The worst part about our job is people, annoying, negative people. But the best part about our job is also people, positive, happy, nice people that are, so it's kind of funny because you can't take away the worst part without removing the best part about the job. Because of course people are going to be annoying, but those annoying people will one day turn into really positive people and be a positive experience. And so they kind of they might be annoying and negative today, but tomorrow or maybe in a week or a month they're going to be like the best thing about your job, which is kind of funny. But I think that's just how it is when you work in service and with people in general. Annoying customers are gonna be annoying, but good customers are going to be the best of the day because you get happy. Tay can't relate because he sits with his podcast headgear and just do woodwork every day.
Yeah.
The wood isn't just suddenly gonna start complimenting you like you are the best woodworker that I have ever had.
I like the way you touch me. I'm sorry.
Healthy.
I'm sorry. He handled the wood pretty good. I'm sorry.
I know my word.
I think we're both, I think we all three tired now, okay?
Probably, yeah.
A little bit tired.
Yeah, I just want to go back to my novels.
I'm sorry. Oh, speaking of, a last thing that I want to, what is everyone reading right now? Chat, you can write whatever you guys are reading. And it would just be interesting to see what everyone is reading, I can start. I'm reading Enid by Virgil right now.
I want to read that.
Virgilius, as his name is in Swedish and Latin. I don't know
because
why
we say the normal name.
Yeah, I don't know why it's always the English speakers change the name. It's like the same with Ovidius. His name is Ovid, and Virgilius is Virgil. Like the fuck? Are we suddenly just gonna say Shake instead of Shakespeare because that's how we translate names now? It really bothers me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started it today and it's actually really, really fucking good. It's easier to read than the Iliad and the Odyssey. So if you're into like epic lyrical stuff, Enid is easier to read than the Iliad and Odyssey. But then again, I read the Iliad and Odyssey in Old English, so I think that might have been the problem.
Maybe.
I'm reading Enid in Swedish right now, and it's very simple. Imagine that reading in your own language, easy. I mean, I don't even have a hard time reading in English, but it's like old English. Like it's a little bit harder to understand, obviously.
Yeah, I will say though that for some books, especially when I just decided that I needed to read Fourth Wing because I needed to know what it was actually about, I needed to read it in English because the Swedish was way too cringe.
Yeah.
Way too cringe. And
Yeah.
I could survive the cringe in English.
Yeah.
I couldn't survive it in Swedish.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's because like when you do read in Swedish, you read serious stuff, right? But then, because that's so for me at least. When I read in English, it's usually unserious stuff, and it's always like fan fiction or cringy stuff like that. So like English is okay to be cringe, but then when you read in your own mother tongue, it goes like, okay, cringe doesn't work with Swedish. I don't know.
Yeah, and I also think that because it's our native tongue, it's a whole lot more like we know how to make good prose in Swedish.
Yeah.
And for English that is more difficult for us because it's not as natural for us, even though we are all really good at English. We still don't have that level of English.
Yeah. Yeah, I read slower in English than in Spanish, my native language. I
think most people do.
Yeah, I think most people do. I personally kind of read the same. Weirdly enough, if it's not like really weird English, like hardcore English. And when I say that, I mean like the Iliad and Odyssey, because it's lyrical in a different way than normal. Like if it's a book talk English book like Fourth Wing, it goes pretty fast because it doesn't have any hard words in it. It's very straight to the point, not very.
Yeah, I was about to say something mean, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's trash.
Yeah, okay. Yes. I was about to say that it doesn't really have a whole lot of sustenance in it.
You don't need a lot of IQ to understand.
No. And it's a whole lot of repetition. So
yeah, and that too. But yeah, Enid by Virgil is what I'm reading. Gina, what are you reading right now?
I'm still reading Buried Deep and Other Stories by Nomi Novik. So it's like short story collection. I am about halfway done, so I have read a bunch of really, really cool stuff. Especially because one of the stories that I just finished was basically Spinning Silver, which is a book that she wrote a couple of years ago. But apparently she wrote it as a short story first. And a lot of the parts I could see that, yeah, this is basically the same thing as it is in the book. But then the end was completely different, and there were some other differences along the line as well. So it was kind of interesting to find the differences. And I still haven't read Pride and Prejudice, but Dragons, and I am excited for that.
Yes.
Yeah. I have read Marcus Antony, like Roman, like first century, but with dragons, and that was very cool. So now I'm on some Pride and Prejudice with dragons, but I also have a teapot to read about first, and that didn't sound as interesting.
Yeah, but it is a teapot, and we do like tea in here, so. What is Tay reading then?
This coming week, I want to continue Witch Hat Atelier.
Oh yeah. Which book are you on right now?
I think I'm on book 6, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there's 14 books right now in total. The story isn't ended yet, though. It gets really good. It gets better and better, so you have a lot of things to look forward to.
Let's go.
Yes. Is there any audiobooks you're looking forward to listen to at work? I did not pick that up. I can't hear you. You're like cutting out.
I said Project Hail Mary.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah.
Very good audiobook. I do recommend.
Yeah, we do recommend. Very good. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Dynasty says he's been trying to read In Search of Lost Time, but I'm only 80 pages in. This past couple of months, I have stopped all recreational reading to concentrate in reading about programming. Ah, I see. Yeah. I'm
I
trying.
recognize that from university. It was so tough not being able to read recreationally while studying.
Yeah, I get that. I'm trying to read all my library books that I've been borrowing because like I borrow 6 books a day at the library and I have issues. Don't laugh at me. I see you, Gina. But
No, I was smirking.
every time I come home from work, I tell Tay that I did something bad, and he's like, "Oh, how many books this day?" And I'm like, and you know the pile is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm trying to finish them because I have so many books that I bought myself that's in my own collection. I have a lot of light novels that I want to get through, but I never have time for them because, like, you know, I have a time specific meant on the library book, so I have to read them first. And I just looked at my own library card and I have reserved 15 books for myself. Like, the fuck is wrong with me? I should just. The never ending of just reading books, am I right? But yeah. I have a lot of reading to do. We should also we should also discuss the next manga for the next session. Does anyone have any suggestion for a manga that we should read for next time? I might have a suggestion or two.
Ooh.
I might have 2 suggestions. But that's just me wanting other people to read my favorite manga and not so much, this is a manga I want to read. No, I actually do have a manga that I haven't read myself that's gay.
Ooh.
I know.
We like that.
And I haven't read it yet. It's on my want to read. Now we just need to find it on my long list of I want to read stuff because it's a 350 pages long of just books.
I also have a lot of things to read. I have bought so many books that I haven't read yet.
Yeah.
I bought
happens.
like Priory of the Orange Tree to read this summer, and I have not read it this summer because I got stuck with the novels.
Ah, I see. I mean, that kind of happens. Oh, but this one hasn't come out yet, so we can't read that one. I found a book that looks super cozy that's called A Good Day to Start with Cats and Books. And it's a manga about a girl who loves cats and books. And it's supposed to be really cozy, but it comes out in February 2026, so it's not out yet. But one day, perchance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this one. I'm trying to find the gay one because I'm pretty sure I've seen the gay one. Was it not here somewhere? Did you guys have anything that you want to read that you've seen that, like, oh my god, that speaks to me?
I have not.
You haven't even looked.
Yeah, Not manga-wise, I have not been looking for manga since forever.
Yeah.
The one
Yeah.
I think right now that I feel like I should probably pick that up and read is I Want to Be a Wall, because I haven't read all of the novels out there and I kind of want to.
Something related to Assassination Classroom is you're an Agent 008. It's also for students in a spy school. It's from the same author as Kenichi the Mightiest Discipline. It's ecchi though with nudity. Yeah, we have read okay, we have read 2 books about education and school systems after each other. So I kind of feel like we should read something that doesn't talk about education and school system, because I feel like we're gonna be known for the manga education nerds. So I feel like we should read something different. Yes. Oh yeah, right. Okay, I found it. It's called Our Dining Table. It's boys love cooked to perfection. Eating around other people is a struggle for salaryman Yakuta or Yutakata, despite his talent for cooking. All that changes when he meets Minori and Tain, 2 brothers, many years apart in age, who ask him to teach them how to make his delicious food. It's not long before Yutake, I don't know how to pronounce it, finds himself falling harder for the meals they are sharing together, and also falling in love with a big brother. So it's about this guy who can't eat in front of other people because that makes him uncomfortable. And then he meets 2 brothers, one that's like 3 years old and one that's 20 plus, you know. And then there's some cooking involved, there's some romance, and there is some gayness in it. It's only 1 book, so it's not a long series. That's something that's been on my mind to read. I have another one that's not gay related, but it's a Yusei one. It's like a romance manga. Inusi-san, You're My First Boyfriend, kinda it's called. It's a Yumamoto, who's a 28-year-old girl, and she falls in love with a guy who's 32-year-old, and they have never dated anyone yet. They have like no dating experience, but they're like old, so to speak. So it's like in reality, like he have never been with a girl and she'd never been with a guy, and they're trying to like find how to date someone when they never dated before. It's apparently a very fluffy love, like a rom-com. It's very fluffy and innocent and pure. It has no sexual stuff. It's more like, oh my god, holding hands kind of feel to it. But I thought it was like interesting because usually when you have those mangas, it's usually high schoolers or teenagers, but this is actually like older people. So I was like, maybe we can relate to that more because we are older.
Yeah, and sometimes it feels really gross to read about teenagers falling in love and doing stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that would be something. But there's also another one that I really, really want to read. So maybe that would be something. It is LGBTQ. It has romance. And it's a horror mystery one. It's called The Summer Hikaru Died. And it's about this guy called Hikaru that goes up in the mountains and he vanishes. And then 6 months later, he comes back. It has his face, it has his voice, but and memories, but people feel like there's something off with him and he's a completely different person. And his friend or best friend, Yoshiki, kind of feels like there's something dangerous about this new Hikaru. And he's like, carry on at school like nothing happened, and they're like hanging out and stuff, but he also feel like the real Hikaru is gone. So it's kind of like when we read Inside Mari, like, you know, identity thing. Is it just like Hikaru changed as a person, or did Hikaru actually die and someone replaced Hikaru, or is acting like Hikaru? So that's been on my top to read as well, because everyone is raving about how amazing this series is. So I kinda want to read that.
That does sound like it's right up your alley.
Yeah, it does. It does. But I don't want it to take, you know, the decision here. There's also another one that's fluffy. It's also like one volume and the story is completed in just one volume. It's called like Home Office Romance, and it's kinda about two people who work, they're like neighbors and they work from home during the pandemic, and they have to like build a relationship but have social distancing. So it's like no face-to-face interaction, but like through computers and the home office, and how you can like, how it feels to find office romance but at home. It also kind of sounded kind of cute if you want something cutesy. Hello, Tech. We're trying to figure out which manga we're reading next time. I also want to throw in there that I want Tay to read Nana at some point. So
Yeah, of course you do.
if there's a possibility that we're picking Nana, I'm throwing Nana in the mix. Okay. Oh, you don't know who Nana is? Maybe I haven't told you. Nana was the shit when I grew up. It was one of the few mangas that was translated into Swedish, but they only translated 10 books, so I have 10 of them. But then the rest is in English. It's about two girls that's 18 years old. They're both named Nana, born the same year, and at the same day they decide to take the same train to Tokyo to start a new life. They're completely polar opposite of personality and who they are. One is like a punk rocker and she's going to Tokyo to like start a band and become super famous, more famous than her ex-boyfriend who's mega famous. And the other Nana is just a very naive puppy dog who falls in love with every guy she meets, and she thinks she's going to Tokyo to like be a housewife for her current boyfriend, but that does not pan out as she wants. And these two Nanas, they become best friends on the train, and then they start having a friendship, like a good relationship with each other, and they also move in with each other, and they share a apartment together because that's economically better, and they're like part of each other's arc, you know. They change over the years, and a lot of things happen. There's a lot of punk music, a lot of fashion, a lot of depression, a lot of drugs and alcohol and sex.
And drama.
A lot of drama, a lot of romance drama, a lot of tears. There's a lot of happening in Nana. Nana is a big part of who I am, I feel, because I've heard that I'm very, very in personality much like one of the nanas. Not the punk rock girl, but the naive romancer, because I fall in love with the wrong people and I romanticize abusers, just like poor Hachi or other Nana does, sadly. But yeah, I love that. We should definitely read Nana.
Seems like chat wants you to read Nana.
Oh, spicy mixture, that definitely sounds fun. Nana sounds fun. Could be a nice comparison, having someone who grew up with it and someone who knew about. Yeah. I would suggest to everyone to experience Nana through the anime. Music-wise, sure. The story is better and more explained in the manga. And the anime has a different ending than the manga, because the manga is not finished yet, because the author got depression from writing it, and she's been into a mental hospital for 10 years or so. We're still waiting for the last volume. So the anime kind of had a sweet, open-ended kind of ending, but that's not what happened in the manga, and I don't like the anime ending. On the other hand, the animation is pretty good, and the music is hella good in the anime. The live action movies, because there are 2 live action movies, they suck, and you should 100% not watch them whatsoever. But yeah, I would more say read the manga and listen to the soundtrack of the anime instead of actually watching the anime. Because they also leave out a lot of things. And I want to discuss Takumi with someone in this lifetime, because I love Takumi, but I also fucking hate Takumi, and I have dated men just like Takumi, and I want a Takumi in my life, but I got Tay, so. Which is not a bad thing. I'm just saying,
a really good thing compared to the others.
I mean, yeah, very good thing compared to the others. But it's just like, you wouldn't understand if you haven't read the Nana. But it's like, if you watch the anime, for example, Takumi is a piece of shit, and he is a Nana, and but in the manga, he does that too. But there's different levels of their relationship that never is being discussed in the anime whatsoever, which makes sense because they can't have that much in it. But I can go on a tangent about this because it is one of my favorite shows of all time. Don't say that in front of your boyfriend. He knows. But in the manga, he does that thing. I mean, he does, but there's like levels, because like their relationship, I don't want to spoil anything, but their relationship start off as a fuck buddy relationship for him, right? But for her, it's true love, because she's been fantasizing about Takumi and being a fangirl of him her entire life. Takumi is a very famous musician. And when she meets him, she's fangirling. And he's like, yeah, I can fuck a fan. And then he does. And then they continue to see each other. And she thinks she's special. He doesn't. And then things happened. And they actually grows a bond that's not just physical. In the anime, it's just physical, and you hate him, and he's But in the manga, he actually has a personal arc where he has character development, and he actually grows to have proper feelings. I'm not saying their relationship is good, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it has levels to it in the manga, which I feel is very important to know about when it comes to their relationship. And hate Nana K with a passion. I never watched anything Nana again, but the credit where credit is due, it takes a lot to make me have strong feelings about characters instead of just indifference. Yeah. Yeah. I I see myself a lot in Hachi or Nana. Sadly, because I've done the same mistakes that she done. I've been in the same positions that she been. I did the exact same. I was naive, thought the same, said the same. So for me, it's just like reading a book about myself sometimes, which is really interesting because I read it before my character IRL arc happened. So how did I not learn from the books though? Like, why did I do the same as the books did? Like, I should have been smarter, right?
Sometimes you need to learn from your own mistakes and not from others' mistakes.
Because it was like, when I read it the first time, I was like, God damn, she's so fucking stupid, man. And then I was in the same position and I did the same thing that she did. And I'm like, fuck, I am her. You know? And it was really frustrating to me, especially like, you know, when the boys are cheating and you know they're cheating and you forgive them and you try to close your eyes to it happening because like you don't, if you don't talk about it, it's not true because no one has said it, even though you're seeing the evidence. But if you like shut your eyes, you don't see the evidence, so it never happened. And you can go on with your life unknowingly. Yeah. Gonna do some lurking now, by the way, but Nana definitely sounds like an interesting raid. Yeah. What do you say, Tay? Should we do Nana?
Let's do Nana.
Oh my god. He can't say anything because he agree with everything I say. Ah, I got scared. I heard something. I don't know. It was a sound effect, but I couldn't see anything. I don't know. We have a saying, nobody learns in someone else's head. Yeah, I guess so. I also feel like at some points, you know, when I read about it, I was also like kind of like romanticizing it and, you know, oh, but you know, it ended good for her. So at some point it will end good for me as well. And if I just do the same, I will sit here and have the same things. I don't know. You know, you justifying things is just weird. You know, and I think when you're in a situation like that, you don't really rationally think, okay, this person in this book did this, so I can't do the same because it's probably gonna be the same outcome. Because you just want to fix the situation, you know, and you do what you think is right, which is usually forgiveness, for me at least. But it's also because I'm a very naive person. I was a very naive person. I'm not really naive anymore because I learned. But back in the day, I was very innocent and naive, and I forgave everything. It didn't matter what they did. It was like, oh, you hit me, and that's fine. Oh, it's not gonna happen again. Oh, it happened again. Oh, but it's fine. He was stressed out. It was probably just work being stressful that week. It's fine. And then it happened a third time, and you're like, huh, that's weird. But I probably said something that annoyed him. So it's fine. Forgive, you know, and then you continue like that, I think, and you normalize bad behavior. I'm rambling now, aren't I?
No, I mean, kind of, but we're also kind of tired.
Yeah. Tay will
Yeah.
be, we agree to do the things I want to do. We need to do the things that, yeah. Tay don't have a saying here.
Ay, ay, ay.
If he says something I don't agree with, I just stare at him. And then I tell Gina to stare at him. And then he have to say yes. Very easy. I have bodyguard today. I don't even need bodyguard because he agrees anyway. You know, everyone in my family, like my brother's wife, my brothers, my dad, they all telling Tay to grow a backbone and tell me to fuck off. I don't understand. Why are they trying to destroy something good here? You know, I get my way all the time. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Shouldn't that be enough?
You should.
Happiness is everything to me.
I actually give Tay a compliment once a month. I think that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's a good one.
I mean, I think I gave you a compliment today.
Did you?
Okay. See, I say some nice things to him and he doesn't even remember the things I say. So what's the point in saying a compliment if he no remember? Riddle me that. A compliment a month, that's more than most guys get. Exactly, Tay. Be happy.
Very happy.
Yay. Yes. I get many compliments though. I tell him he's ugly at least 10 times a day though.
That's pretty normal.
That's pretty normal in this relationship.
I mean, he did shave his head completely bald, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird. Like, you know, because first he was really stressed out because we were driving and he stressed out over the driving. And then he went into the bathroom and shaved his entire head off, so he's bald. So I was like, are we having a Britney Spears breakdown right now? What's happening?
I went full Britney.
Yeah, you never go full Britney. like chill on the mental breakdown here.
Hey.
Tay, if you're in danger, blink twice. Fun fact, his PNG can't blink.
Uh-oh. My eyes are always open.
Yeah, try to save him now. Oh my god. Gina is also always on my side.
Always, of course. Of course.
So, yeah, you have two women, you know, pushing you to do the right decision. But then it's decided we're reading Nana. Let's go. That means it's not gonna, we usually do every other week, so it's gonna be Sunday the 24th that we're gonna read Nana for. I do recommend you don't read them in Swedish that I have at home because the translation kind of cringe. It's horrible. Please read the English.
Du stumpan.
Oh no.
Oh.
Fuck it. That's Sailor Moon in Swedish. It's so disgusting. Also, Gina, Tay found all of the Sailor Moon dubbed to Swedish, all the seasons, all of them. and he downloaded them. So we have all seasons and all episodes in Swedish.
That's kind of cool.
You want to come over and watch all of them with us? We can cringe together.
Yeah, I was about to say that I probably need to bring my big Bulbasaur so I can just hug something and hide behind when it's cringy enough.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah. And also all of the scenes that just destroyed you mentally when you're just like, they're dead, they're trapped in ice, they're dead, you know?
Yeah. The Swedish death screams aren't as good as the Japanese, though.
Yeah, I mean, fair.
The Swedish death scenes were like, I'm trapped. Help. You know, there was no passion.
In my mind, it was traumatizing because I was like, I don't know how young I was, but young.
Yeah, 6 maybe, 5, 6.
Yeah, very traumatizing for a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Just like Katla, you know.
Oh, that's traumatizing. Don't even talk about it. I have nightmares to this day.
Yeah, I mean, that is way worse.
It is way worse. Can't even talk about it here. I mean, it's sleepy time, so why did you bring it up?
Because reasons.
Oh, I see. I see. But as I said, it is sleepy time because it's 11 o'clock, and usually Tay and I have been asleep for 1.5 hours at this point.
Yeah.
We usually go to bed at 9:30. Yeah. We're gonna be tired, but for everyone in chat and Gina and Tay as well, thank you for joining this discussion of Assassination Classroom. It's mainly been educational rambling, but I think that's fine. It's proof that story can be absurd and hilarious, but also kinda deeply moving and educational. If you enjoyed the stream, follow, subscribe, because we do manga book clubs every other week. Next time is going to be Nana. If you have any suggestions on manga that you want us to read, do comment below or write it in our Discord channel that you can find in the description below, where we also have daily book discussions and Friday book challenges, which are kind of fun. I really like them. I enjoy my Discord. It's so much fun. But do you guys want to say anything before we end the stream?
Goodbye, everybody.
Don't forget to
bye.
Don't forget to check Gina out as well. You can find her. I have tagged her in the title, and her name is Dame Gina. Tay does not stream because he's not allowed. He's gonna go down the basement and have fun with the rats until next manga club. Because he isn't allowed outside. But until
just like I don't do any book or literature content. It's just gaming for me. So if you go to my channel and expect books, you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, but she's a cozy gamer. She does Pokemon and Stardew Valley and Super Mario stuff, Nintendo shit. She pretty cool though, you know. But until next time, aim for your goals and all that, but don't assassinate your teachers because bad in real life. Yes.
Yeah, they do try very hard.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye bye.